Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. If you don't know me, my name is Aimee Benton. I am the relocation director for ERA Sunrise Realty, based out of Canton, Georgia. We have 6 offices across the state. 4 of them are in the metro area, one is in Athens, and one is in Augusta. And I am interviewing local business owners, whether they are in my market, which is more the metro Atlanta market, or our Athens or our Augusta markets. I am taking the time to have a conversation with local business owners that could benefit from getting their name and their information out there, especially in a time whenever we're in a bit of a wishy-washy space. We're in uncharted waters, obviously, with COVID-19 and the way that things are working. So, happy Cinco de Mayo to you all. Um, I know that Jodi posted earlier a great sangria recipe, and we're happy to get that to you guys if that's something that you're interested in. But I'm really looking forward to talking with Jodi, particularly because I know a lot of us enjoy wine and you got to go to the store to pick it up. It might not be your favorite thing to do. It might not be the favorite thing to add to your grocery list. What if you could have it shipped to you at home and you could get award-winning wines shipped direct to your door? You've got a personal wine consultant right at your fingertips. Anytime that you have a question, she can help you pick wines based on your sensitivity, based on the kinds that you like, no matter what the situation is. And again, you get it shipped right to your door. You don't have to leave the house. You can enjoy it from the comfort of your own home. And I've actually got a couple of bottles to give away tonight. So let me introduce you to my friend Jodi Lynch. She is a consultant with Wine Shop at Home. And Jodi and I have been friends for quite a long time. I met her a long time ago whenever she was doing Premier Designs jewelry. She's transitioned through a number of different companies since then, but I really feel like she's found her home here. It's something that she really seems to enjoy. And I'm looking forward in connecting you with her and her Cherokee County business. Hey, Jodi, thanks for joining us tonight.
Hey, Aimee, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, you are so welcome. I know that you really have kind of blossomed with this wine shop at home business. I know that you've chosen these kinds of businesses for a reason because they particularly work for you. Tell us a little bit about your background and what your why is for why you do what you do and why you're working with Wine Shop at Home.
You know, it's funny when you asked that question and told me you were going to ask that question. I've always struggled with my why. And I was thinking about it earlier and I thought to myself, I'm like, even years ago when I got a job as a telemarketer, okay, I was selling Scholastic magazines to teachers. And it was easy for me to do. When you're passionate about something, it's easy to do, right? So it must be in my blood to actually educate people on fun things. So way back in the day, it was the Premier Designs jewelry when you and I met, and now it's wine.
Yeah.
So
That's
I guess
awesome.
I found out just recently, personally, that my why has a lot to do with the fact that I have flexibility. So our son moved to New Zealand almost 5 years ago. And, you always think to yourself, you're like, why do certain things happen at certain times in your life? And Wine Shop was put in my life 10 years ago so that when this happened, I would have the flexibility to be able to take the time off to go and see him and be with him, because anybody that's flown to New Zealand or been over on the other side of the world knows you can't go over there just for a week. You have to go for 2 weeks. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I mean, you've got to account for the time that it takes you to get there, because it takes close to 24 hours, if not more, to get there. But then you got to account for the jet lag and, trying to get there and spend time with your family and actually enjoy yourself. I imagine that takes you away from your business.
I can still do my business from far away. I mean, we've had people, consultants in Wine Shop at Home, that have done 5 to 6 month stints over in England, seeing their daughter. We have a lady that did that for 5.5 months, went over there and did, got to see her daughter. And she was actually doing virtual tastings way back when we didn't have COVID. So she ran
Right.
her business that way. What's hard is the time difference, when you're that
Right.
far away from
Mhm.
here, the time difference trying to be in touch with people. Other than that, you can definitely run your business from far away, which is great.
Right. And you brought up virtual wine tastings. I know that normally you do parties and, in-home wine tastings and things like that. So, um, I'm sure that this has changed the way that you do business. And obviously you're offering virtual wine tastings now. How challenging was that transition for you? Especially with the format that you're used to working with, and how is that working for you? Is that going okay?
So I was scared, I'll be honest. I'm so
Right.
used to going into people's homes and having conversations and that. But I'm telling you what, Wine Shop at Home was wonderful. Like the second that all this started happening, they put together all this stuff for us, marketing materials and a Facebook group where they have us, working together as a team inside of there, helping us to learn how to do these virtual tastings. And
Mhm.
I've done a couple. I've done like four. I think I'm still trying to adjust and kind of, do the things that I need to do to make them great for people. But I've had really good feedback
Mhm.
from the ones that I've done. So it's exciting, in times where we can't be together, people just want to see each other's faces.
Right. Right. And I think that that's one of the reasons that, or one of the things that kind of pushed me towards doing these interviews. Um, I fully understand that not everybody can join us at the exact right time whenever we go live. But the benefit to us having this conversation here and people being able to join us is that they can be doing whatever they need to be doing. You know, it's just a matter of tuning in and enjoying the conversation and participating with it. I want to stop real quick. I know that I have two of my friends that have to be watching. They've commented in the chat box, which I'm sure that you can see. Hey, Jenny. Hey, Ashton. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I hope that you have paid attention to the comments that have been placed in the area below our live stream. You'll notice that I've got a giveaway going. I've got a bottle of Chardonnay and a bottle of red wine, Merlot, that I am going to be giving away tonight. They've got these really super cute labels that say, let's stay at home. We can gather together at home later. And I would love to be able to give this away to you. So if you get an opportunity and this is something that you'd be interested in getting from me, because I will personally deliver it and check your ID because I have to. Um, but if that's something that you're interested in potentially winning from me, I would love to be able to drop that off for you. So do me a couple of favors if you would. Please like the ERA Sunrise Relocation Services page. That is the primary place where these videos are going out. They're obviously also going out on the business pages and in the groups of the business owners that I am speaking with. But if you would go ahead and like that page, if you would comment below with your choice of either Chardonnay or Merlot and like this post, I'm going to enter you to win a bottle of wine from me. It's Mother's Day week, and I would love to be able to either share this with you or to give this to you for you to share with your mom. Ashton, I'm going to be honest. You might be a stretch, and you might have to meet me if you win. Ashton actually lives in Augusta. I say that she's my cousin, but yes, absolutely. If y'all would like the ERA Relocation Services page, comment below with your choice of Chardonnay or Merlot. We're going to enter you into a drawing so that you can win a bottle of wine that I personally purchased from Jodi, and you can obviously take advantage of shopping with her anytime. All you have to do is go to thefunwinelady.com and put in your order. If you'd like to schedule a consultation with her, have a conversation with her about what might work best for you. I know that in particular, my mother has challenges with sulfites and the amount of sulfites that American wines typically have in them. We definitely are very selective about the wines that we drink at home. But I know that Wine Shop at Home has some different criteria that they use, especially where sulfites and additives are concerned. Jodi, can you share something with us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So our winemaker is born and raised in Bordeaux, France. His name is Alex Reblay. He's absolutely amazing. But one of the things that he brings to Wine Shop at Home is that he brings his European style winemaking to us. So
Mm-hmm.
before we drink too much tonight, right? Cheers. Having
Cheers. Cheers to you. I got mine right here.
me.
Not
So
a day over fabulous
I
still.
love it. So here in America, we can put up to 350 milligrams of extra sulfites, preservatives. Believe it or not, we can put coloring and flavoring into wine. So here in America, we can put up to 350 milligrams of all that extra junk into wine, right? European standard is 150 milligrams. So you're looking at more than half less than what is allowed here in America. And our winemaker tries to keep our whites, and I've heard this before, right around 40 milligrams per liter, and no more than 80 milligrams on our reds. So statistically speaking, you're looking at about 95% less than what we are allowed to do here in America. So a lot of times people can actually drink our wines, and I can't medically say that you won't have any issues, but a lot of people don't.
Right. And again, typically at home, here at our house, we buy Biltmore wines because they don't add a bunch of extra stuff to it. They've got a different set of criteria that they use, which makes it a little bit more challenging for us to buy their wines because they're harder to find. They're also a little bit more expensive. But I think the benefit to this is not only that if you go to the Wine Shop at Home website, if you go to Jodi's website, you can take a look at sensitivity issues, the different types of wine. I know that you can pick your own wine personality. Can you tell us about that?
So we have a master of wine that puts together what's called a phenotype test. And what that is if you go to my website and you actually scroll down to the very bottom, it says take your wine personality test. So it's going to ask you like 4 or 5 different questions. Have you done this yet by any chance, Aimee?
I haven't done this yet because we actually had a personal conversation about my sensitivities and what works for me and what doesn't. And we had the conversation about the sulfites, which was particularly important to me just because of the sensitivities that we have at home. So I haven't taken advantage of this. That's why I wanted you to be able to share it with us.
So the phenotype test will ask 4 different questions, but what it's going to end up doing is it's going to actually put you in a category of a wine drinker. So are you more of a sweet wine drinker? Are you a hypersensitive drinker? Are you a tolerant drinker? Or are you a sensitive drinker? And then what it'll do is it'll actually put you in categories and recommend wines that would go well with your phenotype.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm a hypersensitive. And it's so weird because I don't like tags in my clothes. And that is something after I took the test and then I read the description on a hypersensitive phenotype. It says something about not liking tags in your clothes, how it can drive you crazy. And I'm like, that is so me. It's so weird how it can pair you. I know. I was like, what?
Right. What? Like, how do the tags in my clothes, define the kind of wine that's good for me to drink? But, I think that applies not only to our wines, but to our foods.
Sure.
There are different sensitivities that we have that are obvious, that obviously play into the things that we do, the clothes that we wear, the things that we eat, what we drink, everything. So, I personally, whenever I was going through the Wine Shop at Home website, yours specifically, I thought it was really interesting that you could class yourself by type using this test, and you get presented with all of these different award-winning wines that you have the ability to shop online and have delivered straight to your door. And I can't tell you how easy this process was, guys. I talked to Jodi last week whenever we were setting up our interview. We were on the phone. I went ahead and ordered a couple of bottles. I knew what I liked. I wanted to have some giveaways. So we had a quick conversation about the sensitivities that I have, whether I do better with red or white. And honestly, I tend to do better with white. That's what I typically drink. But I know a lot of people really love the reds and the Merlots. And so I went ahead and I ordered a couple, just so that I could give them away. But we had a great conversation. I was able to order over the phone with Jodi based on our conversation. I obviously could have gone to her website to take care of it, but I got a notification whenever my wine was shipped. I got a notification from FedEx whenever it was on its way. FedEx let me know that I needed to have my ID ready to pick it up and sign for it from FedEx. So it was a really great, really easy, super simple process, and I love the way that Wine Shop at Home has set that up. Is that the way that they've always been?
Hmm. Yeah, everything, every 10 years of being in the business, everything has just gotten better and easier, and a lot of communication with our customers.
Hmm.
Where, like with FedEx, you can actually sign up with their delivery manager, and once something is shipped, it'll actually ping you on your phone and say that it's on its way. And a lot of times they will
Hmm.
ping you the day before and just let you know that you have a delivery that needs to be signed for the day. The
Hmm.
next day. What's cool now is that when we're released from COVID and we can go back to work and in offices and things like that, um, all the wines do have to be signed for. So you can actually ship it or divert it to a Walgreens, a Walmart, any place that actually has a FedEx facility inside of it. So little FedEx store or whatever, you can actually divert it when
Hmm.
it gets to there. All you have to do is bring your
Hmm.
item with you and pick it up at that store. People love that. So convenient,
Yeah.
having to worry about
Oh,
being,
I'm sure.
yeah.
I'm sure. I'm sure. So I know that you just did a virtual wine tasting for about 60 different people, and I'm sure that was nerve-wracking.
Mhm.
But can you tell us a little bit more about what a virtual wine tasting would look like? I mean, obviously, that's not what we're doing tonight. We could have done it that way, but that wasn't my choice. I really wanted to take the time to just ask you questions and have a conversation about what you do. What would that look like if somebody was interested in perhaps signing up for one, and setting up a Zoom wine tasting with their family, their friends, what have you?
Okay. So there's a few different ways you can go about doing it. It just
Mhm.
kind of depends on where the people that want to participate are located. So I'm doing one. The one that I did last Tuesday was with a big national networking company, and they had 55 people sign up for it. And what we did is we worked with Wine Shop at Home, and they offered anybody that wanted to buy 3 bottles of wine. They were offering
Mhm.
2 bottles at full price, 1 bottle at half price, and then $10 shipping. So about
Mhm.
15 of those 55 people actually ordered 3 bottles of wine. They called me beforehand. We discussed their sensitivities, what they liked, what they didn't like. And then what happened was everybody else that got on that Zoom call that night, they just literally had their own, wine that they drank on a regular basis. Maybe it was a
Right.
Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand or whatever. But what I did is I just presented Wine Shop. I pretty much did everything that I normally do during my wine tastings. It's a wine 101 class, tells you a little bit about, who we are, what is wine, why wine can taste different. We went through the 4 S's. But then when I got to a point in my presentation where I was like, okay, who's drinking the Talmud Chardonnay? Aimee, you ordered that. Tell me what you think of it, And then we would just have a discussion about what people thought about our Talmud Chardonnay. And then I would put up a
Right.
little slide about food pairings that went along with it. So it was really
Right.
a lot of fun. People just really wanted to see each other. And then people commented and actually ordered afterwards off of what other people were saying they loved, which was awesome.
Right. Well, and I am obviously drinking the Talmud Chardonnay that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
I honestly love it. It's fabulous, and I know that the card that I got for that particular wine came in the box, gave me good wine pairings for either cheese or charcuterie, and I even had a recipe on the back for chicken pot roast or chicken pot pie, excuse me. That would go really well with this particular wine, and I know that there was one that went along with the Merlot also, but I thought that was a great addition to what they're doing is giving you that food pairing, those food pairings, whether it's appetizers or a solid meal that really pairs well with the wine in a way that you might not normally get from a store, to be honest. I mean, you're not going to go to Wine and More and get a postcard with a, a recipe on the back that for something that goes really well with the wine. Jenny, no, this Chardonnay is not buttery at all. And I kind of expected it to be based on what Jodi said to me earlier, because whenever we got online a little bit earlier and checked out our tech and made sure that everything was working, she told me that this Chardonnay would go really well with buttered popcorn. And I kind of went, I don't like buttery wines. Like I've got Riesling downstairs that tastes buttery. It's not good. I don't like it. It's not my favorite at all. This particular Chardonnay is really great. It's not buttery. It's nice. It's got some really nice high notes in it. Kind of citrusy a little bit. And it's really just a joy to drink, to be honest. Honestly, I'm pretty sure this is where most of my COVID-15 has come from.
I am not a Chardonnay drinker, and I have a funny story about when I first started with Wine Shop. I didn't know anything about wine, Aimee, nothing. Like people would ask me questions, and I would be like, I don't know, I'll find out for you, So I remember people asking me, I know my face. I remember people asking me like, "What's your favorite wine?" And I'm like, gosh, the only one I really know is Chardonnay. So I would just say Chardonnay, right? And the first conference I went to, the owner at that time, he asked me, he's like, "What's your favorite wine?" I said, "Oh, Chardonnay," So he brings me a huge glass, like all the way up to here of Chardonnay. And I took one sip of it and I'm like, yeah, where's the tequila?
Like, this is not working for me.
That was not working for me. So I have come to find out just through being in this business, all the different varietals of wine. I am more of a blend girl. I don't like straight up varietals because a lot of them can be very sharp. And when you blend them with other varietals, they smooth out a little bit. These are all things that I talk with people about at my tastings, how a wine glass can actually make the difference in the way that wine tastes, making sure that you chill it to the proper temperature. I mean, those are all things that people just don't know about. And it really, over the last 10 years, now when people say, "What's your favorite wine?" For a white, it's Sauvignon Blanc for the most part. And in a red, I'm more of a blend girl. You'll find me drinking blend if I'm drinking a red.
Right. I had a friend come into town a couple of months ago, and I was kind of getting everything ready. We were going downtown. We had rented an Airbnb. We were going to a summit. And she's like, "I like red wine blends." And I was like, "Wait, what? Like, what does red wine blends mean?" I honestly didn't know that there were so many different varietals within the wine category. I mean, you can get Merlot, you can get Sauvignon Blanc, you can get Pinot Noir, you can get, Pinot Grigio. There's all kinds of, but there's blends in between the different classes, red and white. And I noticed that tonight you're drinking a rosé, even though in your group earlier this evening you were talking specifically about reds. So you've got a lot of information that you can share with people. And I think that that's the benefit to having a personal consultant. I mean, again, you can go to a liquor store, you can go to a wine shop, you can ask them for assistance. They're only going to be able to give you recommendations based on what they know. What if you had your own personal wine consultant that you could reach out to at any time whenever you wanted to try something new, you wanted to know whether it would work for you? I think this is a great opportunity for a lot of people to dig into what they like and really come to understand what wine is and what all is offered within that beverage category, for lack of a better way of putting it.
Yep, absolutely. And that's my passion. My passion is to help people find things that taste yummy to them, understand wine. So many times wine can be such a I used to say snooty, like it was the snooty, everybody was kind of snotty about it,
Right.
or whatever. And, I named myself the fun wine lady because I think that there should be laughter around wine. I think there should be fun. It doesn't have to be stuffy. I'm telling you, does it, Aimee? We should be having fun. I'm like, wherever there's a bottle of wine, there should be laughter along with it, right? Memory.
Exactly.
Memory
Exactly.
along with a
That
bottle
is
of wine too.
right. Right. Well, and that's why I've encouraged people, no matter what your space is, whether it works for you or not, come join us for these evening interviews. Grab your favorite beverage, whether it's wine or something else, whether it's non-alcoholic. I know that there are some people that have challenges with that kind of thing, and I'm certainly not judging. I'm the last person to judge. And if you know my story at all, then you know and you understand why I say that. Because not everybody can tolerate wine the way that other people can, and some people, for some people, drinking is just not an option, and that's completely understandable. But for those of us that do enjoy it and that are learning more about it, I feel like this is a really great opportunity. Um, Not only because you've got the ability to connect with a personal consultant that you've got at your disposal, within realms, obviously. She doesn't want you contacting her at all hours of the day, but I'm sure that, whenever it's reasonable, she's got some good recommendations for you. But also, that you can have this delivered direct to your door from the safety and the comfort of your home, your couch, wherever it is that you're ordering from. You don't necessarily have to go out in public. I know that here in Georgia, we are obviously very free to go and do most of the things that we would normally do, at least until May 15th when everything else opens up. But a lot of us, depending on what state and what municipality you're in, you may still be stuck at home. You still may be under social distancing guidelines. You may still be under shelter in place orders. And this is an option for you no matter where you are. Are there any restrictions for Wine Shop at Home in terms of where they can deliver, what states, municipalities, anything like that? Or is it just that you have to be over 21?
Well, obviously over 21.
Hmm.
But each state has their own regulations. So we do work with
Hmm.
each state to try to open that up for their law, according to their laws. And right now, I want to say that we're in 43 or 44 states. So there are a few that we cannot ship into, Alabama being one of them. Kentucky
Hmm.
and Mississippi, I think, are three that kind of surround Georgia. But we're good here in Georgia. You guys can get 12 cases of wine delivered per year.
Well, I know that I have a lot of friends that are in South Carolina as well as North Carolina and Tennessee. So that being open to them is obviously a benefit.
Yep.
Y'all reach out to Jodi if you've got any questions about whether Wine Shop at Home is available in your state. But I felt like certainly this was a great opportunity for us to connect with ways to bring what we want and what we need at home to us without having to put ourselves in jeopardy or make a non-essential trip if that's the situation that we're under, out to the store just to get wine. Because obviously, if you have the benefit of having a personal consultant that you can order through and have it shipped directly to your door, that's much safer than going out and purchasing it in the store, unless you're also buying groceries at the same time,
Right.
which would be more of an essential. So, you mentioned that and I'm going to call him a wine person because I suck. But you're a sommelier, maybe that's the right word. You're Yes, that guy. I know that y'all have, it was like over 200 award-winning wines.
Yeah.
So, does that go full spectrum across all the varietals, or are there ones that are particularly more award-winning than the other, or is it just kind of a broad base sort of thing?
So 10 years ago when I started in the business, we didn't put any of our wines into any of the competitions. And when Alex started with us, I think he's been with us 6 years. Little by little, he started putting in wines into these competitions or whatever. It doesn't matter. He puts in our sweet wines. We actually had a double, I think it was a double gold winning wine. It was a orange muscat, way too sweet for me, you know, but a lot of my wine drinkers loved it. And it was winning gold awards at all of these competitions that it's been in. We actually won a platinum award on one of our highest priced wines that's out right now. So that's the highest award that I think I've ever seen. We've done double gold on stuff. The wine that I'm drinking here tonight placed 90 or 91 points with the Wine Enthusiast magazine competition. So it's all spectrums, Aimee. We just put all of our wines in. But what's so cool is it seems like every wine competition that we put wines into, they win. And they're winning a lot and multiple times over and over. So when you go to our website, if you're shopping or whatever, it'll actually tell you, and there's a section I think that you can click on that says award-winning wines, and it'll bring up the ones that we've won. You did some research on us. That's awesome.
Girl, you know, of all people, you know, I walk into these things as prepared as I possibly can. I have done my digging because I want to present you in the best light possible.
I love
you and my shop at home. So as my service to the community, if I'm not informed about what you're doing, there's not much point in me bringing you on, right? So yes, guys, I have done my research. Jodi has called me out on it. We are certainly presenting you with an option that is not only award-winning, but also affordable. Y'all have wines that are, you know, kind of more out of reach for some price points and some that are really reasonable. And that's one of the things that I personally really appreciated about the opportunity to bring you on is that not only would this reach our, and whenever I say our, I'm talking about my specific relocation clients. You know, if you're an executive and you spend a lot of money on wine and you're looking for award-winning wines that you can put in your cellar and cellar for another day and, you know, keep moving things forward, you know, this is a place to connect to because they've got award-winning wines. I mean, platinum and double gold. You know, there's not a whole lot of room for you to go wrong with those. But also, if that's not the price point that you're in, obviously, you know, there are other opportunities available for you that might fit with the price point that you're looking in that you can still have delivered direct to your door. And again, there's no safer way to get your wine than to have it delivered direct to your door. There's just not, you know, because I mean, you can be concerned about, you know, COVID transfer on boxes or through shipping and things like that. Let's be honest. You get your wine shipment, if you've scheduled it properly, you can leave that in your garage or in your cellar for 24 to 48 hours without touching it, and there should be no issue. So there's really no issue with safety here, and I think that that's the thing that I appreciate the most about what Wine Shop at Home has to offer.
Thank you. Can I add on that? Can I add on something that you just said?
Absolutely. Let's jump in and you know, add whatever.
So you were saying like the different price points. So we say we have like 3 different kinds of wines. We have your everyday wine, so things that people can afford to drink every single day. And then we have like our weekend or special occasion wines, and those are going to be the wines that, you know, you only want to drink on the weekend or for a special occasion, an anniversary, a birthday, or whatever. And then we have the ones that, like what you were talking about, that are our higher end wines that are specifically made for cellaring or even you know, for collectors, people that want to collect wine and keep long-term kind of thing. So we have a range of everything. One of the things I wanted to tell you guys really quick, and I think Aimee got this actual special, but we're doing a special right now. So if anybody's interested in trying out any wines, feel free to call me, because if you buy 3 to 5 bottles, you're going to get one of them for half off, and you're going to get very discounted shipping. So would love to try to let people try those out if they're interested in anything. So specials going on right now too, which in 10 years with Wine Shop, I've never seen them do this before. And they're specifically doing it to try to help people during this COVID situation.
Right. Well, and that's one of the things that you mentioned to me whenever I called you, that they had some specials going on, which isn't something that I've necessarily seen from you, but I've never really, up until now, participated with Wine Shop at Home. It's not because I haven't wanted to, it's just because I didn't think about it, right? But now with everything that's going on, obviously it's something that's a bit more forefront, and that I'm thinking about and I'm considering. I've got immunosuppressed people at home that I'm trying to take care of. I'm trying to keep myself out of the public as much as I can. Yes, I did go into the office today for the first time in a couple of weeks. I've only made sporadic appearances in public, but as we're transitioning into this new normal, I felt like it was really great to be able to present this option. Like, this is not, it's not something that you have to go out for.
Yeah.
And I want to respond to Wendy, who actually commented, "Yes, sweetheart, it's my birthday cup."
I saw that on the last one you did too. Do you drink out of that cup on your every night that you're doing your call?
This has kind of become my staple cup for my live broadcast, primarily because it says that I'm not a day over fabulous, which is obviously true. But more importantly, because I love the person that gave it to me, and it means a lot to me. So thank you, Wendy. I love this cup. It's really particularly great. It's also great for hiding what I'm actually drinking. So I could be drinking water or I could be drinking wine. Your guess is as good as mine, and I'm not telling.
You did tell earlier. You said it was Chardonnay.
I did tell tonight, but I don't normally. So there's that. But well, let me ask you: is there anything? I think I'm kind of looking over to my teleprompter, which is not actually a teleprompter. It's really just a piece of paper that I've printed and hung on my desktop monitor. But
nobody needs to
is
know
there
that.
anything that I haven't asked you that you want to answer for us, I guess?
I don't think so. I just really appreciate you, digging in as deep as you did and finding out so much about the company even before you and I talked, the first time, and putting this together because I think so many times people are afraid to share another business out there. And I love that you're doing this. I really do. I think it's fantastic that you're embracing other people and helping them succeed and putting out information, to help other people get to know about businesses maybe that they didn't know about before. So I really appreciate you taking the time tonight. And it was very sweet of you to put this all together. I really, you're blessing me. And I don't know if you realize how much that means to me. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Jodi. Honestly, it's been my honor. I have spoken not only with you, I've spoken with a hypnotherapist out of East Cobb, an esthetician that works out of East Cobb. I've got a friend of mine that's coming on this Thursday that is a florist in some way. She does either potted or dropped off bouquets. And Katie is actually going to give one of those away on her next broadcast. That'll be Thursday night at 7. That's me and Katie Nellums with Potted and Petals. And I'm hoping that you guys will join us because we do have a bouquet to give away. It is Mother's Day week. So if there's a special woman in your life that would be well deserved in receiving something like that, I certainly hope that you'll join us. Again, I hope that if you've enjoyed this broadcast, that you'll join in our giveaway. Again, I've got a bottle of Chardonnay and a bottle of Merlot to give away. If you'll like the ERA Relocation Services page, if you'll like this post and comment whether you would prefer a Chardonnay or Merlot, I will get you enrolled in that giveaway, whether you're joining us now live or joining us later. Regardless, I appreciate anyone that has joined us for this interview in whatever capacity that you have. it's been my goal to not put myself out there as a realtor. It's been my goal to support my communities and the communities in which I serve. I primarily work out of the Cobb and Cherokee County area, but again, our offices serve all of North Metro Atlanta as well as Athens and Augusta. And I am looking for businesses that are on the west side of town. We're talking about Duluth, Swanee, Stone Mountain, Lawrenceville, Loganville, Conyers, Covington, that side of town. If you're a business in those areas and you would love the opportunity to have a conversation with me, get your information out there, we have clients that are moving into this area 365 days a year. It doesn't matter that we are under a particular situation and in these uncharted waters with COVID-19, we have both corporate and regular clients that are looking to make a move either for business reasons or for personal reasons. We've also got military members that are preparing to make PCS moves as soon as those moves are approved, which I am told is not going to be until July-ish. But we've got a lot of people coming into the metro Atlanta area as well as moving out of the metro Atlanta area that I think would really benefit from connecting to our local business owners in a way that they've not been able to connect with them before. And that's why I've been doing these interviews. So thank you, Jodi, for acknowledging what I'm doing. I really appreciate you tuning into the heart that's being put into this. I love that you joined me for this interview, even though it may have been a little thrown together. I think everything that I've done with this particular initiative has seemed a little bit thrown together, but maybe that's just me. So if this interview has resonated with you at all, if there's anyone that you know that you think would benefit from this service, if you yourself would like to connect with Jodi, all of her contact information is running in the ticker below our video here. I'm going to post both my contact information and Jodi's contact information in the comments below this broadcast as soon as we get done here. And feel free to reach out to either one of us anytime. If you've got questions about wine, if you've got questions about real estate, if you just need somebody to talk to, I think Jodi would also agree that, we are here for everyone. This is an uncertain time where nobody really understands what's going on. Nobody really understands what the future is going to look like. But I know and I'm sure Jodi, based on her personality and what I know of her, are really trying to keep things positive and looking forward to the future and the time that we can get back together in person, that we can do these wine tastings in person, that we can have meetings in person. But for right now, we're looking at different ways of doing things. And I think that this is a great, different way of doing things that gives you the opportunity to enjoy the things that you love without necessarily having to leave the safety and comfort of your home to do it.
Right.
Jodi, thank you so much for joining us. You guys, if you want to connect with Jodi, you can reach her by phone or you can find her on her website. It's literally thefunwinelady.com. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong.
Thank you, Aimee,
So,
for tonight.
you are so welcome, Jodi. I hope that this has resonated with your audiences. I'm sure that it's resonated with mine. We've got a lot of great comments here from friends of ours. I'll go back and check. I don't know that the group comments are showing up through StreamYard right now, just because that has to be approved. But I'm going to go back through everything. If you would also, if you guys want to message us, we're absolutely here. And if there's anything that we can do for you, just let us know.
Thank you again.
Go ahead.
I just said thank you again for everything. I really appreciate it all. And I'm here if somebody has questions, if they, even if they just want to chat, about whatever, I think you and I both have some similar stories. So if they know yours, I'm not that far behind you. So,
Exactly.
And you and I think need to get together at some point here and when we're allowed to and sit down and have a glass of wine and chat some more in person. I would love that.
Yes. Yes, we do. I have enjoyed us reconnecting over the past couple of days. I didn't necessarily realize how much I missed you until I talked to you.
I know.
But I think that that's something that a lot of people are finding right now. So Thank you again so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate you taking the time to share this not only with your customers but with mine. And again, guys, comment below, like the ERA Sunrise Relocation Services page. Comment as to whether you want Chardonnay or Merlot. We're going to do a giveaway. We're going to, I'll post that next Tuesday, so that you guys know who the winners were, but I'll probably get in touch with the winners before Mother's Day just so that you can give it away to the person that you're wanting to give it away to. So thank you again, Jodi, for joining me. Again, I'm going to comment and put all of our contact information in the comments below this broadcast. And I'm hoping that you take advantage of this service. Jodi is a wonderful person to get to know and genuinely helpful, just has a heart for people, and I can't say that enough. I've known her for too long to not be able to say that about her. So I am so grateful to those of you that have joined us tonight and that may be joining us later. I hope this has been of a benefit to you. And if you need either one of us, feel free to reach out.
Thank you. You guys
Thanks
have a great night. Cheers.
Yes, absolutely. Cheers to a beautiful night. I hope the storms pass you by.
Good
Have
night.
a good one.
Thanks.
Good night.